The update dropped a few days ago, and there's been a lot of new things to cover. For one, this is the very rare occasion in recent memory that I've seen an update have only buffs, like only buffs overall. Both Yuta and Nanami got a whole laundry list of buffs that I won't be talking about in this video. But if you want my general take on them, I think they're really good buffs. Like, they definitely help these two characters a whole lot, but they're not really groundbreaking or anything. People have been saying things like Nanami jumps up a whole tier. I personally haven't seen it yet, but we'll see what happens with that when I go ahead and try Nanami myself. But for now, he went from bad to okay. Hanami also got reworked, but she's unfinished, so I don't really know what to say about her yet. Honestly though, I'm not really confident in this character at all. I struggle to see a world where she's either not bottom tier or not top tier. Like right now, I think she's really awful, but I don't think any new move that she gets can change that really. But maybe they can prove me wrong. That's enough of those side characters though. Let's talk about the main character of this update. After I've got to use Reggie for the past 2 days or so, I actually think his design is really fun. Having a bunch of different moves that you cycle through, I think it's really fun and unique, and the moveset that you have available to you, it flows pretty well and it's enjoyable to use. And his damage, it can honestly be extremely explosive at times. He can kill crazy fast out of what seems like nowhere, but while I'm having this little bit of fun with him, there's one issue that straight up I cannot ignore. It's such a major issue with Reggie, and it's been a huge factor in every single one of my games. And it's the fact that seeing what moves you have available requires you to look down at the very bottom of your screen. This is a very unique problem that only Reggie has, because his moves don't always occupy the same slots. And so what ends up happening is that during the match, I have to tear my focus away from the opponent pretty often, just to look and see that I'm using the correct move. And during that small amount of time where I'm looking down and processing what moves I have available to me, the opponent is able to side dash M1 me. They're able to evasive and punish me. They're not side dash M1ing or evasiving knowing that I'm looking down at my screen, because obviously they can't see me, but normally reactable side dash M1s or normally reactable evasives, these are punishing me because I want to know what moves I have available to me. This aspect of Reggie almost made me quit playing him like an hour into the update, because people catching me off guard happens so often. Luckily, after playing Reggie for a good amount of time, you get just a little bit more used to it, to where the very beginning of your stock, where you have these 4 same moves available to you, you can generally remember and go through the motions of this character and not have to worry too much about having to look down for an extended period of time to process what moves you have available to you. But after you've gone 30 seconds into the stock, now you have to start really paying attention to those moves again. I know a common solution people had was scaling up their UI, but for whatever reason, your UI settings don't save in ranked, so I can't really depend on that. And so this has been a really big problem as I'm using Reggie. I'm gonna be honest, I think this character needs a revealing one's hand type of UI that allows you to see your cooldowns on Reggie as you're playing the character, see your cooldowns and your moves. Because especially when the rest of the moves come in, the rest of the 7 or 8 moves, it's going to continue to feel bad having to look down at the bottom of your screen to make sure you're not using a blunt trauma instead of a gushing wound. This is a quality of life change that desperately needs to be added in my opinion. But that's really the only issue that I have with Reggie. So far, I think Reggie's pretty solid, he's decent. I'd have him very close to that Gojo and Locust area, but I really wouldn't put him any higher than that. I don't really think it enters that higher tier yet. And that shouldn't be an unpopular opinion either, though I'm not really sure about the community reception to this character. Let me know what you think about him in the comments below. Let's talk about his actual moveset now. And the first move we're going to talk about is going to be the most important move for me. Not because it's good or anything, I actually think it's the opposite. I think this move is terrible. Right now, I think Coupon is Reggie's worst move. This is the move I constantly find myself discarding. This is the move I constantly find myself not wanting to have in my kit. I never buff any of my moves or care for buffing my moves. Coupon all around I find is just the worst move in Reggie's kit. And to me, it really just comes down to this. What Coupon does is that it places a red seal on a move, which will upgrade that move and put Coupon on an 8-second cooldown. You can upgrade any of your moves even if they're on cooldown, and the buffs that Coupon will give, it'll vary based on the move that you used it on. So it's never really just a flat damage buff. So that sounds pretty good. So why do I never use Coupon? The reason I don't use Coupon is because instead I opt to discard it every single time. Reggie's R special, his discard, it'll get rid of any move that's in your hotbar and replace it with the move that's coming up next on the same cooldown that the move that you discarded was on. So if I discard an unused Coupon, my next move will come in and it'll just be off cooldown right away. So regarding Coupon, my options are now 1 upgraded move or just 2 regular moves. And when I personally look at Red Seal moves, none of these moves are good enough for me to just want to keep Coupon in my moveset. People will talk about Red Seal Blunt Trauma and the fact that it does a massive 23 damage, but the move becomes evasive punishable within the move, and if you're not using it to end combos, then it's just combo filler. And Reggie really doesn't struggle for damage at all. And the concussion effect, honestly, I find it's just not really that important. I don't find myself making use of this concussion effect, especially when the opponent can just front dash away. I'm sure there's some better ways of getting value out of it, but it doesn't really feel that impactful. Though I do think Red Seal Gushing Wound is a pretty solid move. It does high damage at close range, and the thin hitbox that Gushing Wound usually has is kind of circumvented by having a whole fan of them come out. But while it's a good move, I just don't think it's worth it over having 2 moves. That's kind of what my main problem with Coupon is right now. Would I rather have 1 slightly upgraded move or just have 2 moves? To me, it's not even a competition. I'd rather have 2 moves available to me. Especially when, literally 100% of the time, having 2 moves is going to do more damage than just one upgraded move. So like, why would I ever have one move upgraded when I could just have 2 moves and use both of those moves? People very often tell me in response to just wait out the 8-second cooldown that Coupon puts the next move on, but 8 seconds, it's really noticeable while you're in the match, so it just doesn't feel worth it to use Coupon. You'll see in the background footage that I'm using, or maybe the ranked matches that I'm going to be playing at the end of the video, you'll see that I don't use discard like ever. It just doesn't feel worth it at all whatsoever. But I do know that a lot of people like to use Coupon, so I want to know your opinions on this in the comments. Do you discard Coupon like I do, or do you end up using it? And if you do use it, what do you use it on? So just to recap before we move on, I don't really use Coupon ever because I feel like one upgraded move is not better than 2 regular moves. And the 8-second cooldown just feels way too long for me to just wait it out like people say I should. We're not only here to talk about Coupon though, so let's quickly move on to some other moves. I think the best move, or like one of the top 3 best moves in Reggie's kit right now, is going to be Littering. It's a really powerful combo tool because it ragdolls for a really long time. It does really huge damage when you combine it with your M1s, dealing like 20 to 24 damage if you count the M1s you're going to be using during it. And another aspect of the move is that you can activate it whenever you feel like it, meaning it acts exactly like an aerial flowing red scale orb. This can function as a pretty strong neutral tool. It's not nearly as good as Aerial Flowing Red Scale, because that move puts the orb directly on top of Choso, making him completely safe. Littering kind of scatters the receipts in front of Reggie, so you don't get that instant safety that Aerial Flowing Red Scale gives you. Regardless though, its damage potential really makes it a good move, as well as it being completely safe. Those are the moves I want to mention right now. We'll talk about the rest of the moves while we look at some ranked matches. So let's get started with that. First ranked match is against this UG player. Right away you can see, and this is something I do in every single match, the first thing that I do is I discard Coupon. I get rid of it. Discarding Coupon at the beginning of the match gives me access to Piano Drop, which I find is just way more relevant for Reggie's neutral. Piano Drop as a whole is just not that crazy of a move, but in my opinion, his starting moveset, within Coupon, Gushing Wound, Home Run, and Littering, the best tool there that I have is Littering, and Piano Drop really complements that move. Because without it, Reggie doesn't really have a way to force the opponent to evasive. Gushing Wound isn't doing it, and Home Run is pretty unsafe. There's ways to make it safer, but just going for Piano Drop I find is just more useful overall. It's more reliable than going for this home run tech that you'll see in the later part of the stock. I then go for a Littering combo, but I kind of mess it up. But very fortunately for me, I managed to catch him in another M1 combo. This combo into Garage Sale was green, but Garage Sale is plenty fast, so I was able to catch my opponent as he was trying to M1 me back. I tried to time him on the way up with a Gushing Wound, but I'm just not that good at Reggie yet. I don't know his timings yet perfectly, but that just comes to you as time goes on as you main a character. This is like my 3rd day using Reggie, so I wasn't really like attuned to his timings yet. I do catch him in another M1 combo though, and after that, I hit him with an Uppercut Surf Home Run combo. For whatever reason, you can see the opponent wastes their evasive during this. This happens pretty often for people who don't expect this combo to happen. I don't know exactly what causes it, but I'm just gonna guess and say it's probably the opponent evasiving during the hit stop of the move. Because like you can see how there's a big like hit effect, kind of similar to Old Nanami's Severance Kick. But like, I don't really remember ever getting punished for evasiving on Old Nanami's Severance Kick, so I'm not really sure if that's actually the case. Let me know in the comments if you know why this happens. Regardless though, it takes his evasive and it does 17 damage, which is really powerful. And so a blunt trauma into a downslam kind of just takes the rest of his stock. An incredibly fast 30-second stock. This is why I say Reggie is extremely powerful at times. If you catch the opponent in the right places at the right times, you can execute these characters, especially UG at an 85 HP. Between an M1 chain, a home run, a blunt trauma, and a down slam, that's 50 damage within 2 moves. This is what I mean when I said at the beginning of the video, this character can blow you up. Now we're moving on to stock 2. At the beginning of this stock, you can see he catches me right away with a front dash. I can't really go back to my head state at this exact moment in time. I don't really remember what I was thinking in that moment. But I can almost guarantee you, I likely got caught by that super obvious front dash because I was looking down at the bottom of my screen, looking at what I was couponing, what I was discarding, paying attention to what move was coming up next, and not paying attention to my opponent because my eyes were all the way down at the bottom of my screen. And mind you, I play on a 27-inch monitor. It isn't that big, that's pretty average. So for people who are playing on bigger screens, it's gotta be a chore having to look down 50 feet away from your opponent, and it's likely what caused me to get caught here. So right away, we can get some use of Piano Drop. I think this move is like pretty solid solid. It's really good for getting people to evasive, and it can find use in these up-close M1 trading scenarios, but it's extremely easy to cancel because its startup is so noticeable. You can honestly think of the piano like a worse new way, and it definitely serves its purpose here in helping me win this M1 trade. I use Garage Sale just to get some extra damage in because I know he has evasive right now, but I do misplay with the distance and he managed to evasive punish me. We catch him again though on the side dash in, and we get a nice littering combo off here. We get 2 M1s off of that, and we get a down slam too, meaning in total, that littering right there essentially did 20 damage. Then we take a break to do some pirouettes for a second. I want to just mention, by the way, I feel like doing down slams in Reggie combos, I find that they're actually kind of more useful. While using regular characters, I don't really want to down slam my opponent while they're ragdoll because that'll give him too much evasive meter. But as Reggie, I find myself doing it a lot. The main reason is because landing your 4th M1 will lower the discard cooldown by like around 6 seconds or so, which in my case lets me discard coupon again as it comes around. It also makes the timing for things like Gushing Wound on Wake Up way easier because the timing for a down slam is universal. Literally everybody can approximate how long a down slam lasts by now. I catch my opponent in another M1 combo, and this time I discard coupon during the combo to get a Garage Sale off. I don't know if I had to do this, but it felt pretty stylish to do in the moment. And Garage Sale doesn't really have that many true follow-ups. It's like blunt trauma, littering, and I guess that's kind of it. It's just blunt trauma and littering is kind of hard to combo anyway. But you can do a Gushing Wound or a home run on Wake Up. Only a minute and 13 seconds in, and we're on to the 3rd and final stock. And that's the game. Let's go back and let's talk about what happened during that. This time, good spacing lets my Garage Sale not get punished, but my only path out of this Garage Sale is going to be a littering, but that's a tight link. And I think I recognized during the match that I didn't react fast enough to use the littering right away. So using it there when I know my opponent is about to get up, it didn't feel like it was going to be worth it, so I didn't end up throwing out the move. You can see here, I discard coupon again during the littering combo. I feel like personally, this is the most clear example as to why I think coupon isn't that worth it. This exact moment perfectly encapsulates that. The value that coupon gave me here was being able to discard it and get a home run off. That to me is way more valuable than upgrading a move that's going to be on cooldown anyway. Cause like there's no way I'm upgrading littering here. It serves the same function whether it's upgraded or not. So I really don't feel the need to put the red seal on it. So I just discard it and I get a move that's going to give me instant value. Some M1 trading here. I tried to go for the piano here. If I aimed it on myself and I anticipated the evasive, this would have been a great play, but I definitely do misplay by aiming it at the opponent themselves, and I have to eat a little bit of damage. But one M1 trade later and a blunt trauma and a Garage Sale take him out. That's it for the first game. I think Reggie looked extremely powerful here, and I definitely think this character is pretty solid. His neutral does leave a lot to be desired though, in my opinion. I don't think he needs buffs or anything, but he's a very interesting character, so if they do want to buff him, I would not be mad seeing him in like an A tier or S tier status. Now let's do one more ranked match. So here at the beginning of this match, you can see what I'm talking about with the piano drop. It functions as strong evasive bait, making him evasive the first time, as well as just dealing high unpunishable damage when used in conjunction with littering. You can see at the beginning of this game, he got hit by a piano drop, a littering, and a gushing wound while it was basically completely safe, and he got to like around half HP. Now that he's a 100 HP character, this is really good safe damage, though I do get caught there by side dash M1. After this home run on Wake Up, my opponent used their evasive. I should have been able to combo the blunt trauma after the Garage Sale there, but I don't really recognize this fast enough, and so I back up just a little bit, making this link basically impossible to hit. Garage Sale into blunt trauma is only true if you're holding W. I also messed up the next home run, so you can see there were some pretty big misplays here. But littering, being the best move in Reggie's arsenal, helps me take that stock. Now we're moving on to the second stock. I must have meant my second stock because I got blitzed here. Let's take a quick look at the events leading up to this. This first counter at the beginning of the match, I honestly should have backdashed before the garage sale. This was probably what I was meaning to do, but it was likely that I mistimed it and my dash was likely on cooldown. Meaning, instead of dashing, I kind of just stood there and used the garage sale, letting him encounter me for free. Luckily, he dropped his combo though, allowing me to get a little bit of a punish off for it. He still has his evasive though, and so I was kind of afraid of like an instant evasive try to punish me. So I ended up rolling away and using the piano extremely late, letting him just dash out of the way. I did try to go for the gushing wound afterwards, but the stupid piano cut me off. Luckily for me though, I think Nanami routes are still pretty weak. That's why he only did M1s here and he didn't try any moves on me while I had my evasive. So I take little damage and I get to combo him instead. I get a sweet spot home run off, but the actual map gets in the way of my combo. I didn't anticipate the map getting in the way of this, so my littering was way behind the opponent. And then after that, I get caught meditating on top of my opponent, so he smacks me for that. Then I get caught with a side dash M1 and I'm killed. Let's move on to the third stock. That was fast, let's move on to the fourth stock. That was also pretty fast, but there's actually something to talk about here. Again, overall, the damage from Reggie kind of gets ridiculous at times. That was what, like a 25-second stock? And Nanami, again, isn't even 85 HP like Yuji is. I caught him doing that insanely ballsy blunt cut in front of my face, and I tried to punish with a garage sale littering, but I do end up messing up the link. We catch him with a blunt trauma though, and we managed to mess up his evasive punish by moving around the camera a bit. And a discarded coupon lets us get another garage sale. After that, we kind of go through the motions, and catching his evasive as he was trying to punish piano drop, that takes him out for good with a home run. Another really quick stock from Reggie. Let's move on to some final words and we'll wrap up here. So overall with Reggie, I think it's a pretty solid character. When he has the correct moves with the correct situation, you can really feel how much damage he can do, and you can really feel his like evasive bait and stuff. Like when he has that piano drop littering combo, his evasive bait can just be really strong there. Or when you have like a home run, a blunt trauma, and a littering, each one of these moves is like 15 or more damage. This character, when he has the right tools, can feel really powerful. But it's just a matter of recognizing if you have those right tools for the right situation. Because sometimes you might need to evasive bait, and you have gushing wound, home run, blunt trauma, and like garage sale. Nothing that's helping you evasive bait in that scenario. I find that gimmick though very fun. And if they end up dropping a quality of life update, that makes it so Reggie's cooldowns show in like a more accessible manner to you. Kind of like a revealing one's hand UI is what I was thinking. Or some other fix, I don't know, anything works. Once they drop that quality of life change, I feel like my enjoyment of Reggie is gonna go way up. I'm still of the opinion though that coupon is kind of mid, but even though it is mid, I think discard, being able to discard it makes coupon being mid not really relevant to me. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you to all my cool members. If you're gonna become one yourself, make sure to hit the join button down below. That's it for me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.